This story of L.W. Wright completely caught me out of left field.
I don't know what the deal was on that guy. He's a mystery.
Imagine that happening today. How in the world? Pretty crazy.
L.W. Wright had one of the shortest careers in NASCAR history, but the mystery surrounding it has lasted 40 years.
You and I both have covered so many press conferences of people who were announcing teams and we never saw them again. Or they ran a handful of races and then we never saw them again. But this is crazy.
Welcome to Alabama International Motor Speedway, Talladega, the world's fastest race course.
The May 1982 race was the 9th race of the season. Benny Parsons stole the headlines by being the first driver to break 200 miles per hour in qualifying. And an unknown driver,
Row number 18, L.W. Wright,
made his NASCAR debut.
They would give you the opportunity to prove, are you a competitor or not? And if you had a check, you could do it.
If you had a driver's suit and a helmet and you pay your license and entry fee, you can just go out there and be Richard Petty if you want to.
Wright's story begins in the Nashville area. He contacted a local newspaper to let them know he was going NASCAR racing with country music stars Merle Haggard and T.G. Shepherd as a sponsor.
There's a gentleman named Gary Baker who was the promoter of the Nashville track, part owner of the Bristol track. Gary's like, I've never heard of this guy. And it just so happens that I represent T.G. Shepherd.
Wright bought a car from fellow Tennessean Sterling Marlin. He paid $17,000 in cash and gave Marlin another $3,700 in a check. He also wrote checks to NASCAR for his license and Goodyear for his tires.
I think L.W. wanted to use Sterling as sort of, here's my gravitas.
Wright's weekend was short but eventful. He crashed on the second lap of qualifying, but he was able to get the car repaired and get back on track for the race.
I just can't believe the guy, did what he did and scammed a bunch of people and got as far as got onto the racetrack, ran the race. I mean, how do you do that?
The black flag coming off for one of the back markers.
Which for him lasted 13 laps before he was black flagged for not maintaining minimal speed.
He went to the garage area and left the track and left his car behind, sort of like, I'm going to escape from this place.
He also left behind a string of unpaid bills. 40 years later, the true identity of L.W. Wright remains unknown.
It's kind of this fun mystery. Maybe we don't ever want it to be solved.